This section of WowBiz Nebraska is brought to you by Nebraska Partners, Nebraska Network, the brand new online community innovation ecosystem. You may have heard of it already by now. It's launching full-blown, and we're serving both businesses, 45,000 of them around the entire state of Nebraska, as well as the economic development community, optimizing and augmenting the incredible work that they do. That's Nebraska. We're going to talk about their hook today, their unique selling proposition. It's something everybody wants to know, so we're going to get into it a little bit, but the overarching idea is embodied right here in this cover of this magazine, or this book right here by Tom Peters. Some of you might recall Tom Peters, clearly one of the top gurus of the century in modern business today. And of course, this book, you'll see the title right there, is called Reimagine. It's a very interesting theme. Reimagine your business, reimagine your employees, reimagine your operating model, and reimagine the impact that it can have through Nebraska on the entire state of Nebraska. So reimagine in the cover of this particular magazine, it really kind of embodies almost everything. We've got to unleash our imagination right here in the state of Nebraska. Now, some people will ask me, what do they really do in Nebraska? What's the process? We try to kind of get it distilled down into what I call the 5 E words, or the E5 success system. The E5 success system for Nebraska. I'm going to take you through that real quickly. It's kind of a planning and collaborative process. It's sequential, that kind of there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. So let me share that with you very, very briefly. It's a consulting and coaching service, but we begin with this E word. E word number 1 is evaluate. All coaching and consulting operations have to find out, where are we at? Where's the industry at? What's the business model? How are the people and the processes working together? So starting right off the bat, an evaluation. We have to evaluate where we're at right now. And that involves the history, the things that have led up to where we're at right now. Now, the second word is a little less familiar. It's an E word, of course, as well. It's entwine. Let me say that again, entwine. So once you have a background on what's going on in the industry and the company, you want to entwine yourself with the customer, their perspective, how they think about things, what they're concerned about, what they believe in, the kind of environment they like to hang out in. You've got to weave into their life and figure out, what is it that we can do for you with our product, our company, and so on. So you've got to get into their world. You have to entwine the customer. Those are the first 2 E words, evaluate and entwine. Now, once we get that background, we want to look to the future. We want to envision, that's the E word. We want to envision the future. That's the third E word in this E5 system. Now, you know, I get involved with companies all the time that they like who they are and where they're at. Things aren't clicking necessarily, but they kind of like who they are. It's very difficult for them to envision being somebody else or evolving into this or that. And this is a very important step. You have to scan trends, try to figure out what's going on in the world. What if we took a success in another industry, and this company over there brought it over into your company? What would happen if we tweaked it here and there? Would that work? Is there some way that we could make that happen? So we're envisioning the future. Now we're moving into the future. Now the next E word, it's the 4th in my series of 5 E words, is innovate. Now it's not innovate, it's E, N-N-O-V-A-T. We love that word. Innovate means usually taking pieces and parts, taking everything apart and then putting it back together in some new configuration, weaving a new feature in, weaving a new benefit in, maybe possibly honing in on a customer type that's different than we're currently servicing. But it's especially good, they call this blue ocean strategy, it's especially good to try to find market segments where your product, with a little bit of tweaking, could serve a whole bunch of new people that are not being served, don't even know who you are. Bam! It's a huge, huge exponential growth strategy. So that's the 4th, E-N-N-O-V-A-T-E, that's innovate. And then number 5 is so important, and that is energize, right? You want to energize your organization. You want to pull employees together. You want to get them believing in the future. participation and involvement, task forces, committees, people working together all of a sudden, collaborating, sharing in a very transparent way what their objectives are. I'm trying to get this done this week. Anybody can help me, et cetera, et cetera. This is how you make something happen at this kind of a pivotal moment in our economy today. It's a very strange time, a lot of malaise, a lot of anxiety. People are not sticking their necks out or doing it. Now was the time for a revolution in your industry. Nebraska, I believe, can help you get there with this 5E process. All right, that's Nebraska Partners. Check them out on Nebraska.com. These are sponsors of WowBiz Nebraska, Nebraska, NEWBRASKA.com. Thanks so much to Nebraska for sponsoring this particular show.